You're right in the middle of something, a task, a meal, a conversation with an actual human being sitting right in front of you. And then your phone lights up on the table. You don't even know who it is. You don't know what it says, but your eyes go there anyway. Your hand reaches before your brain even makes a decision. And the worst part, you weren't even waiting for anything. This isn't a willpower problem. This isn't a focus problem. This isn't you being lazy or weak or distracted. This is your brain doing exactly what it was built to do, responding to its deepest programming. And once you understand the 7 reasons behind it, you will never look at a notification the same way again. Reason number 1. Your brain is a pattern completion machine. When a notification appears, it creates what psychologists call an open loop, an unresolved piece of information that your brain cannot file away as finished. Psychologist Bluma Zeigarnik discovered back in 1927 that the brain retains interrupted and incomplete tasks far more stubbornly than completed ones. It's called the Zeigarnik effect. Your brain experiences an unread notification the same way it experiences an unfinished sentence. It physically cannot let it go. That little red badge on your screen isn't just a number. To your brain, it is an open wound that needs closing. Reason number 2. Uncertainty is more addictive than reward. This is the part most people get completely wrong. You think you're checking your phone because you want the message, but the real driver is that you don't know what the message is. B.F. Skinner studied this phenomenon in the 1950s. He found that random, unpredictable rewards triggered far more compulsive behavior than consistent, predictable ones. He called it a variable reward schedule. Slot machines are built on this exact principle. So is every social media feed you've ever opened. Every notification your phone fires at you leverages the same mechanism. The uncertainty is the drug, not the content. Your brain doesn't need the reward to be good. It just needs to not know what it is. Reason number 3. Your brain is wired to treat social information as survival data. For almost all of human history, being excluded by your social group had life or death consequences. Rejection meant exile. Exile meant death. So your brain developed a sophisticated early warning system specifically tuned to detect and prioritize social signals, messages, responses, being ignored, being included. Neuroscientist Matthew Lieberman at UCLA demonstrated that the brain processes social rejection and physical pain in overlapping neural regions. That's not a metaphor or an exaggeration. To your nervous system, missing an important message carries the same threat weight as missing a physical danger. The notification is a social ping, and your brain is biologically incapable of writing it off as unimportant. Reason number 4. Your notifications hijack your dopamine system before you even open them. Here's what most people don't realize. It's the anticipation of a reward, not the reward itself, that triggers the biggest dopamine spike in your brain. Neuroscientist Robert Sapolsky has shown extensively that dopamine release peaks hardest in the moment of expecting something, not receiving it. So when your phone buzzes, your neurochemistry is already responding before your screen even lights up. The sound alone is sufficient to trigger a dopamine response. You're already physiologically hooked by the time your thumb moves. That's not a metaphor for addiction. It is, in measurable terms, addiction. Reason number 5. Your attention has a biological weak spot called the orienting reflex. This reflex was first identified by Ivan Pavlov. Yes, the same Pavlov, and later developed into a full framework by researchers studying human cognition. The orienting reflex is an automatic, involuntary neurological reaction that fires whenever your nervous system detects something new, sudden, or unexpected in your environment. It evolved as a survival tool. It kept your ancestors alive. But your brain cannot meaningfully distinguish between a predator moving in tall grass and a phone vibrating against a table. Both are sudden, both are unexpected. Both instantly commandeer your full attentional resources. No permission required. Reason number 6. Every notification creates a social obligation your brain is terrified to leave unpaid. When someone sends you a message, your brain doesn't process it as neutral information. It processes it as a social contract, one that now requires a response from you. The longer you ignore it, the heavier the perceived social debt becomes. Researchers studying interpersonal dynamics call this reciprocity anxiety, the low-grade, persistent stress that builds when you feel you're falling behind on social obligations. It doesn't matter whether you asked to receive the message. It doesn't matter whether you were genuinely busy. Your brain has already started running the calculation of what ignoring it might cost you relationally, and it won't stop running that calculation until you respond. Reason number 8. Your phone was engineered by some of the most sophisticated behavioral scientists on the planet to exploit every single one of these systems at once. The red badge, the vibration pattern, the preview that shows just enough text to spike curiosity without satisfying it, the sound that cuts through ambient noise. None of this was accidental. Former Google design ethicist Tristan Harris has argued publicly and at length that the modern attention economy is structurally built on the same psychological architecture as slot machines. Every notification feature your phone uses was tested, refined, and optimized against your brain's deepest evolutionary weaknesses. You aren't fighting distraction, you're fighting behavioral engineering. And the first step to winning is knowing exactly what you're up against. You were in the middle of something when this video started. Your phone is probably somewhere nearby right now. The question isn't whether it's going to go off. The question is, this time, who's actually in charge?